Okay guys, so we have got this nice problem from Canadian Mathematics Olympiad 1971. It's problem 6 and it says before looking at my solution, I want you to attempt this question and think about it for a very long time. Okay, look at it strategically and try to factor and play with it and see if you get to the answer. If you can't, then after 30 minutes then you can come here and look at the solution. Okay, so the very first thing is that it says show that for all integers n square plus 2n plus 12 is not a multiple of 121. Okay, so it is saying prove that, in other words, it is saying prove that 121 does not divide n square plus 2n plus 12. Let's just for the sake of proving, let's make an assumption. Let's say that 121 assumption. We are making here an assumption. Let's assume that 121 divides n square plus 2n plus 12. Okay, so I have got this very nice beautiful equation. So n square plus 2n plus 12. Do you see something here? I see a square here, I also see 2 here. Can I factor this equation out? I have always told you try to factor this equation, any equation you have been given, if factorable. So let's factor this out. I can write it as n square plus 2n plus 1 square plus 12 plus 11, right? If I'm not wrong. I don't know why my pen is not working right now. I think its charging is low. Okay, so plus 1 square and plus 11, right? So this becomes a plus b whole square n plus 1 whole square plus 11. Okay, so we have got this nice equation. Now what do you see here? You see here 11 square, and then you see this n plus 1 whole square, and then you see 11. Okay, so remember the property that I taught you. If a square divides b, then a divides b. It implies that a will also divide b, right? So I can say 11 will divide n plus 1 whole square plus 11. Okay, so therefore I can say that 11 will divide this by using this property. And also I know that we know that 11 divides 11. Okay, the property, the subtraction property that I taught you, using that we get 11 will divide n plus 1 square plus 11. From these two we use subtraction property, that if a divides b, a divides c, then a will divide b minus c as well. So using that we get minus 11, which turns out to be 0. So like we can leave it like such. So 11 divides n plus 1 whole square. Okay, so another property that I taught you was if a divides b square, then a must divide b, right? So I can say that 11 will divide n plus 1. Okay, which means that n plus 1 is multiple of 11. Okay, so we have here got the value of n plus 1. Previously this equation, we got this equation where we have n plus 1. So let's try and plug it in here and see where we get. So always you have to try and play with it. Try plugging in here, try to factorize, try to do these things and this and that, and somehow you will get to the answer. Okay, so let's just plug it there. 121 n plus 1 whole square plus 11, right? So I'm plugging it here. 121 11k whole square plus 11. So I will get 121k square plus 11. Okay, so we can go here now. We can prove it by two methods. 121 will always divide 121k chi square, right? Because you have got 121 here, it is a factor, so it will divide. So we can use subtraction property and you will get 121 divides 11, but it is not possible, it is impossible, it is impossible. A greater number cannot divide a smaller number, it is impossible. Therefore it contradicts the assumption that we made. What was our assumption? Our assumption was 121 divides n square plus 2n plus 12. Okay, so this contradicts our assumption, that's why the opposite is true. 121 will not divide n square plus 2n plus 12. Okay, another way you can look at it is that 121 divides 121 k square plus 11 is dividing 121, right? So 121 will divide this completely. Okay, but we will get this, we will get here an integer, but here we are getting a fraction. Whenever you get a fraction, which means that this is not completely dividing, the 121 is completely not dividing the whole equations, which again contradicts the assumption that we made earlier. Our assumption was that this divides 121 divides this, so this assumption gets wrong, which means 121 does not divide n square plus 2n. Hope this helps.